Afternoon guys, it's Simon at Pulse Cinemas and I am joined by Simon at Pulse Cinemas. What are we doing today?
We're going to do a unboxing video. We've got an exciting product here from SIM2.
The Super Hybrid.
The Super Hybrid. Let's get it open.
This is interesting, isn't it? Because this is their first laser. Well, other than the XTV from short frame perspective, this is their first project. So we're going to open the box.
They've been a little bit slow to the mark with the lasers, but I think they've saved the best.
Definitely. Just trying to do this without socially distancing. But we're going to be doing these series unboxings because there's a lot of products that Pulse have that we want to get the information out to you in a creative way. We're going to make this a little bit different than a normal unboxing, so you're going to see some funny treats over the weeks as we do them. But let's get going. So, box open. Now, this is why Gibbo's in here, is because he has got big muscles and I haven't. So let's try and socially distance and lift this out.
Right.
So, one of the things that I've noticed from picking this up out of stock, and we're going to see this as we lift it out and take the box open, is that it is actually white. So, me being Italian, I can talk about this, but the fact is aesthetics has become quite a key thing to be talking about when it comes to projection. Whenever we're doing a cinema, the interior design aspect of it is very important, and we're seeing a lot more of these kind of flex style rooms where having a big black box on the ceiling kind of just looks a bit naff really. So SIM2 have made a point of offering a white version. So let's have a little look at it. So you get your power cables, which is brilliant, obviously.
Lovely.
Oh, it even comes with a cheeky little HDMI, but obviously Pulse does Pixel Gen, so make sure you get your Pixel Gen when you're buying something like this.
Normal remotes and everything in the box.
You want your good quality HDMI, don't you?
You do.
So, very well packaged, I have to say. Nice double boxing, triple boxing, actually, which is really important because obviously these things are getting shipped around the world and we want to make sure they arrive on time. So, by the way, I'm going to introduce you to another member of the team. This is Stanley. So, Stanley is very important, isn't he?
He is. We need to keep him nice and sharp. Nice and sharp,
and obviously making sure we're protecting ourselves. But let's get this unit out. It looks very nice. Oh, it's cold.
Oh, it's a slippery one.
Right, so you take it over there and I'll take the box out of the way. Ready?
Okay.
All right, let's get down.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. I have to say, at first glance, it is very pretty. It's like a... Wow, very nice. I like the central lens because one of the things from the Domino side of things, so the entry-level projector from SIM2, the Domino is about, what, 1900 lumens, nice small unit. It's probably about half the size of this, but it's actually got an offset lens. So when you're specifying the Domino, make sure you're looking at the fact that it's got an offset lens in terms of where you're positioning your projector, and also if you're putting it in a lift, things like that, just have to consider those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the centralized lens is brilliant. I have to say, it is kind of like a mini NERO, isn't it? It really does.
It is. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of closer to the old Crystal and Domino, but actually, as I say, it's more like the NERO. Got the centralized lens there,
and the same vent design with the Crystal.
Same vent design.
Yeah.
Obviously, using the crystal glass, it just makes it so much nicer to install in properties, people's houses and things. You know, so obviously available in black as well as white. So for the cinema, sort of the dedicated cinema rooms, you can have it in black, or more of the sort of media rooms, you can have it in white. So
I've just found a door.
Happy days.
That's really cool. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera, George, but if I just spin it round. So the Domino as well doesn't come with a cable management system, but when we're talking about aesthetics in a room, this is actually a really cool feature. So you've got like a trap door at the back that opens up, so all your cable management and everything can be controlled behind here, and it will then appear to be a beautiful unit on the ceiling with no sort of dangling wires and things like that, which is really, really cool as well. So we've actually sold a couple of these recently, haven't we? Who was it? Was it Jay bought one of these? I can't remember now, but either way, one of the comments that we've had back, and there's been some feedback from some of the US dealers, is the brightness of this thing. So where we mentioned that it's moved over to a laser technology now, where we've got 3600 lumens, let's face it guys, projection is talking about resolution and all these things, but what a lot of people actually forget is that brightness is key. Okay, there's no point in having 8.3 million pixels on the screen if it's a dull, lifeless image, because it's not going to give you that dynamics to the image. So 3600 lumens, I mean, that's bright.
And that's what you need. I mean, what obviously with the light output, with the other demands of HDR, and it is hard with projection systems to get the sort of HDR that we need. All okay with OLEDs, because you can control each pixel individually. So you can kind of go from the black as black to sort of 100%. So where and everything in between. Whereas if you've got a single light source, it becomes a lot more difficult to achieve that.
Well, we're doing the dual stack, aren't we?
So with the dual stack that we have, the SIM2 NERO, dual NERO, it's two projector system. Yeah. So we run one at high contrast and the other one at high brightness, and they work together to give us those peaks that we need in the HDR, and also the contrast ratio that we also need. So it just stops us getting our washed out images, which you see a lot with high brightness projectors and laser projectors. So this kind of works in a sort of similar way. We're running, obviously it's a hybrid, so it actually runs two.
It's a dual laser, isn't it?
Dual lasers. And it has two color wheels as well. So what
so is
that
it a phosphor laser and that word we were trying to say it, dichroic?
Dichroic.
We sound a lot more clever than we are. Dichroic lasers.
My big word for the day.
Yeah, mate. Wish I had a whiteboard and write it down.
Absolutely. So between them, it means that we can, and actually I had a good play with this, and you can now have a high contrast mode, which works really well if you're running screens from about 100 inches to about 130, something like that. When you start going up to sort of a 140 and upwards, then perhaps you might need to then utilize its both lasers working kind of at high power to give you the brightness that we need. But actually, when you've got the smaller screens, you still need the 3600 ANSI Lumens to give you the peaks. But like I say, in a lot of other projectors, you end up with a washed out image. Yeah. And this is where then they work together, and in high contrast mode, you just get absolutely incredible blacks. So
it's nice. It's like finding that balance, isn't it? And I think from seeing you do the calibrations in the big cinema, I understand this has the same system in it, in that it's almost got like preset HDR modes that are dependent on screen sizes. So I think there's 4 options in there. One to HDR.
Depending on screen size, it gives you a bit more peaks in the whites and the brightness, depending on what screen size you have.
Brilliant. So if you watched the cooking show last week, I think it was, last week, with Simon and I. So I introduced Simon in terms of what he does at Pulse, and one of the key things that he does is offer calibrations for commissioning of the cinemas when the package is bought through Pulse Cinemas. So calibration wise, you've done obviously the SIM2s, you find the calibration process, the menu structures, they're good to use.
Lovely. Yeah. So calibrated one of these the other day, and it's nice. It's nice and straightforward. As I say, lasers on the whole can be quite finicky, quite hard, but no, we got some really great results. And out the box, I must say, as I say, with a lot of the kind of lasers that are on the market at the moment, you do tend to have out the box a kind of a yellowy, greeny tinge, and I'm sure a lot of people would have experienced that. But with this, we are, out the box, we're getting really nice natural colours. Skin tones especially are looking really, really nice. So actually, a lot of the time I've put it in and I've gone, it's looking smart. I don't need to do a lot here, and that just makes our life a lot easier and everything else. So no, it's looking really, really nice.
And they've
really
updated in the unit as well. They're utilising their latest DMD panel for this unit as well. So we had a meeting with SIM2 when they were releasing this product, and one of the things that was really nice to see, I suppose, from a distributor-manufacturer relationship is that they've listened to the dealers, because SIM2 are historically known for very high-quality lamp-based projectors, which, let's face it, in a real-world scenario, I actually prefer a lamp-based image. I think that lamp-based images have a real kind of nice theatrical look to them, a softness, a kind of depth of field that you get from it. But understanding that is in a perfect environment of a real dedicated cinema, that you have that complete light control. Whereas since, I'm not going to say that horrible word, but COVID, those kind of more real world environments have become very popular.
Absolutely,
so doing these kind of bifold doors, split kitchen / games area or sitting area, having a projector like this that one aesthetically looks good, but also offers you the brightness from the laser technology to be able to achieve a beautiful image when you're watching football.
We said in it before, you know, they're having the it does seem to be evolving a little bit from the dedicated cinema room to the more media room, more relaxed room. And that's, as you say, you know, you're not necessarily going to have a black ceiling. So that's where, obviously, first of all, the colour comes in. Also, it looks nice. You know, it's a lot of these modern houses, nice square edges. You know, even our houses, you know, just down to little skirting board details, it's still square edges.
I've got one of those like pub carpets in my house. You know, like the old school red pub carpets.
Well, just
rubbish
up the stairs to lead your way to the bathroom. But no, so yeah, it's.
Let's have a little look at the old technicalities on the back. So I can see that we've got 2 HDMIs. So you've got a version here for your 2.0.
So we've got, that's it. So we've got one for HDR 2.0 and one for 1.4 if you you're struggling with any 1080p sources, really. That's what you'd use that for.
And I can see here as well, obviously Ethernet straight in for your control, and obviously you've got serial as well.
Yeah, so we run these RS232, things like that. And in terms of the lens, we throws are reasonably good.
Yeah, they're
1.4 to
2.26, I think.
2.26, so decent range there actually.
Yeah,
really nice range. We've got mechanical setup on the lens, and then obviously if you wanted to so that's kind of consistent with the domino as well, isn't it? Mechanical lens setup.
So to get to a digital zoom spec, you go to the NERO because they utilise it's called the Perfect Fit. It's actually something that I'm speaking to Massimo about at the moment, because I think it's a subject that would be great to be able to offer something like this in this kind of price range that has that digital capability. Yeah. So that is something that SIM2 are listening to. But looking at what they've done in terms of offering a laser when we've asked for it, it shows their commitment to making sure that what we're providing as a product is usable for you as a dealer. When it comes to the delivery times and things like that on this, we actually hold these in stock. So you'll be able to see them on the main Pulse Cinemas website. If for any reason we don't have stock, we have a pretty quick turnaround. It's about 2 weeks. They come out of Italy and over to us, which is always useful. But yeah, no, at first glance, absolutely buzzing. And
what's the price?
14,995 ex VAT retail.
Cool.
So it sits at that kind of, I suppose, mid to high point when it comes to when you look at the brightness of it.
The thing is, though,
that's what you pay for.
Well, that's the thing. Is it's you know, having a couple of conversations with dealers recently about we're speccing this projector, that projector, and I'm, you know, we're on the top end of the budget, and I'm like, but you're going for like a 160-inch screen, you know.
Yeah.
You're looking at a projector. Okay, it's around sort of the £8,000 to £10,000 mark, but it's only got 2,000 lumens. And if you want to try and achieve those the sort of the HDR, the color, and everything else, you need, number one is you need that light output. You can always kind of bring it down a touch if you need to, but you can't add any light. So you know, this is where actually I think it's incredible good, value for money.
Really good value, really good value. So this is going to be going into the media room, or is this going
media room?
We're going to put this in the media room and keep the domino in the small cinema area, because there's some cool things going on obviously in the small cinema very soon. But we really want to get you guys down to experience this, because it is just such an incredible unit. And we're really excited to have it in our range. We've got the Minotti showroom as well. We're showcasing the XTV range. So
the 4K, the new 4K
laser. That's a laser as well.
Laser and decor mask screen as well, which again we'll do some features on, I'm sure, in the coming weeks.
Brilliant. I think one thing that is highlighting to me is when I'm doing a lot of designs of these type media rooms, complementary products come into the equation. So try not to, I suppose, think about the individual component. This projector gives me this light output. This projector gives me this zoom, this whatever. what this projector is going to do is giving you all of those things above, but it's also going to complement the area. It's also going to complement other products. For example, like the FDM screen that we've got in the media room upstairs with the art mask, you've got a beautiful environment, beautiful projector, very concealed in that way, and then the screen reveals itself as well. So think of how the SIM2 range can not only benefit you in terms of performance, but also the aesthetics area as well. I think it's a really important point to cover.
And as you say, with the media rooms as well, with their grey screens, with their Fusion Pick screen, and obviously other dark screens from other manufacturers. Again, the false thoughts, I suppose, is that, oh well, I've got a dark screen. That means that I can get my blacks. But you
affects your whites.
Yeah, you might get your blacks, but you can't. It affects the whites.
You muddy your whites. Yeah.
So that's where then you then have something like this that has the power to do both. So this paired with a Fusion Pick screen in a kind of a more ambient, light sort of scenario is perfect.
There's one thing I'm going to mention. I mean, we are venturing more into the gaming industry with projection. I mean, from the gaming perspective, latency and all this is very important for that experience on the game. But having a conversation with Massimo a couple of weeks ago, because we actually got asked that direct question, we've been quoted it's between 15 and 20 milliseconds. So for gaming, it's actually in a region that's pretty good for projection. So that's really, really nice. But no, sorry, I think it's great. I think it's a beautiful unit. It's at a decent price point in the market. It offers the brightness. It comes nicely
and for
packaged.
A laser as well, it is super quiet. Really quiet. And you have to be careful, like any projector. It does run warm, so you've just got to make sure you've got nice ventilation, but the fans are really, really quiet. And I know that's been a really big feature from SIM2, and they've really thought hard on that. And because we know where it's going to be going, it's going to be going in the room, probably above people's heads. So
well, we know how important the volume of the projector is. I mean, I've had meetings with dealers, like for example, IdeaWorks have come down here before to specifically listen to that noise, because it is going to make a big difference to the almost like the architecture of the room, how it's going to affect it. So really good point there to mention. But I mean, I think that's it. I mean, it's awesome to do these unboxings. There's going to be more product reviews coming up. We want them to be honest. We want them to be real. We want them to hit the points in which you're challenged by clients to present this. So if we can give you any advice on presenting the key information to the client, we will. Please comment on these videos as well. It'd be awesome to make sure that we get some feedback on the products, because without that feedback, we can't maximize on the product offering in the future. As well, make sure you're following us on Twitter, on Facebook. Our YouTube channel obviously needs subscribers because we're pumping out this content on a weekly basis. Top left, top right, top red. Click to subscribe, but make sure you're following us, and we really appreciate the support that you've given us so far. Thanks, Si.
Cheers.